Buckingham Palace have announced that the King will return to public-facing duties this week. Shall we have a little quick look through the statement, shall we? So Buckingham Palace gave the update on the King's return to public-facing duties in that statement today. They said, "It is too early to say for how much longer his treatment will continue." It added that doctors were very encouraged, though, by the progress made so far. They remain positive about the King's continued recovery. The type of cancer has not been publicly disclosed, but the King's medical team are sufficiently pleased with the progress made so far that the King is now able to resume a number of public-facing duties. So he's going to be going to a cancer treatment centre. He's also going to be welcoming envoys from Japan as well at the request of Rishi Sunak and a few other bits and bobs as well. Joining me now to discuss this is Charlotte Griffiths, the editor-at-large at the Mail on Sunday. Charlotte, thank you very, very much. So, what did you make from reading this statement then? I mean, I suppose it's broadly good news.
I think it's broadly good news. It's obviously intended to be a huge boost to our confidence and happiness and faith in the royal family. And it's not that I think it's covering anything up. I just think it stops short of saying he's in remission, because he's not yet in remission and the treatment will be ongoing. So, you know, in some ways it's really positive. He's obviously well enough to go to events in June. So they're planning for an event, you know, in 2 months' time. And I think we can look positively at that as, you know, encouraging.
And I think one of those that he's particularly keen on is Ascot, is that right?
Yeah, I revealed on Sunday that he's going to Ascot because, see, you can never keep an aristo away from the season. The season is June, which is when all these swanky events happen. So one of the first things that, you know, came to me was that he was going to go to Royal Ascot. And that's when I started thinking, OK, well, if he's going to go to Royal Ascot, he's probably going to do some more serious things, such as Trooping of the Colour. We don't know yet, but maybe he'll do D-Day celebrations. But he was determined to go to Royal Ascot because it was his mother's favourite event, and she never, ever missed a single one until actually the very end of her life, in her whole reign. So he, I think, to honour his mum's memory, is determined to go, you know, and it's a big event. It lasts all day and it takes 5 days. So let's see how many days he attends for.
I think there's a way of keeping him quite protected, isn't there, really, there?
Yeah, so the guidance I was getting was that it's the absolutely perfect event for where he's at now, because he kind of has to do a bubble COVID-style arrangement. And in Royal Ascot, there's a huge, big glass box where everyone can see him. But, of course, because of the glass, he's not going to be inhaling an entire racecourse's worth of germs while his immune system is compromised. So that's perfect. And then the other thing about it is he goes on this carriage ride, which is an open-top carriage ride, and he can wave at everyone and, you know, be in the spirit of this incredibly glamorous royal event, but without basically breathing in the germs of everyone.
Yeah.
So it's a good event.
And the other way of reading this, which is the truth, OK, is that he is now living with cancer. Right, you mentioned there, it didn't say anywhere that he's in remission yet, because it doesn't sound like he is. And so this is a man who is not getting any younger, who is living with cancer, which I think is still concerning to people, isn't it, really?
I think it's concerning. I think probably we're all wanting them to say, by the way, he's going to be in remission, he's got exactly this long, you know, left, but you just can't predict that. But I think, you know, I think he's itching to get back to events, and he's got that really strong mental attitude that's, you know, not everybody does have when they're going through cancer, and he's just determined to get out there. And he probably doesn't know how long he's got left, could be years, who knows, but he's, you know, he's determined to just live his life and keep going. And he knows what his mother always told him, which is that you have to be seen to be believed if you're a member of the royal family. And in the void of seeing royals, we know what happens. Conspiracy theories develop, and we all start getting paranoid. And the number of people that must have asked you have asked me, is it true? He's only got X amount of time to live. And actually, by being out and about, I think that will stop all that sort of mad speculation.
Yeah.